Hey, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make vrchat avatars like this using PMX editor. So the first thing you'll need, of course, is PMX editor, so I'll just leave a link to the English version of that. I have a favorites list with pretty much all of the things I'm using. I'm using these morphable bases as a base for my avatars, and I'm using the extra short ones because they're the most comfortable ones for full body. So the first thing you need to do is, when you have PMX editor open, which might take a bit because you'll get some error messages, you'll just have to click through. You'll click on open. I have, as you can see, lots of avatars, but I prepared something called tutorial. You'll just get your base, and as you can see, there are no textures on my base. That's because I didn't include the original ones that were actually with it, because I'm going to just use different ones than the original ones. What you're going to have to click on is material, and then a list of the different body parts are going to appear. I already know what is what, so I can do this pretty quickly. I'm gonna click on this little button, then File, Open, to choose the texture, and I know this is part of the body, so I'll just click on my body texture and change it. As you can see, this is the upper body, just the shoulders. I'm probably gonna say lots of things wrong because it's 2 a.m. and I shouldn't be recording this at this time. You can just copy paste the name of whatever texture you're using where it's supposed to go. This is easy because it just says skin. This little thing is a part of the neck, like just this short part up here, and what you're going to use for that is your face texture, and it fills in the neck. It's a bit of a different color, but that's fine. So I wanted to have a different color of nails, so I'm just gonna quickly change the texture of that. And that's that. One important thing is, or well, for me at least, is to have all of your textures in the same folder as you have the PMX file itself. I think it helps later when you're working on this in Blender. So when it comes to the face, the first one of these is going to be your entire face. I wanted to use this really cool looking light face. And as you can see, that's going to just fill it out. Okay, so the rest of the face, I'm not really sure what they are, except for which one is the eye color. I'm going to click on MSK. Gonna get in up close and just make the bones disappear, and then I'm just gonna let each part disappear. So I know that this is a part of the eyes, and I'm actually just gonna put the thing I had before it. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Forgot to copy light. So I'm gonna click on MSK again and then check for this. So that's the part that is usually white, and because I don't want to have them white, I'm going to use my other texture, which is going to make that yellow. I'm just gonna skip a step and I'm going to go to 5 right here because I know that's what changes the eye color itself. And here we have some nice looking snake eyes. So the rest of these are pretty much just expressions you have, as well as... Did I still not copy this? No, I didn't. I'm gonna copy blight. I'm gonna put all of this in. The eyebrows. As you can see, you have like your mouth and your teeth, as well as this is gonna be a blush. This is like, I think it's kind of blue and it's supposed to be a worried face or something. and that you can work with later when you're doing animations in Unity. I change all of this. And I think I missed something. 20 is nothing. That one's empty, as always. This one. And we change everything. For now, I'm going to leave the underwear and not add anything. So when it comes to adding things like hair or just clothing, you're gonna have to do this. You open MSK again. Masking, I actually don't really know what that stands for, so. And you have to just remove everything so you don't see anything of your body anymore. Then, because you don't want to edit without being able to see, you're gonna click on this little arrow and click on sub, and you'll get a nice second window with your body that you're gonna edit. As I said, I have everything that I'm using in this DeviantArt favorites list, and yeah, this is the front part of the hair. This is the hair I'm gonna use. I already picked the hair color. I wanted to have this kind of greenish one, or just a generally weird looking avatar. So you can just select this. These are some different select tools. I use this one most of the time unless I need like a specific part. And then I can just pull it down like this. And then not do that. Pull it down even more. I'm just looking at this window at the same time to know kind of what I'm doing. So this should be fine. However, I want it to be a bit thinner, or like a bit closer together. So I'm gonna click Object Management, and I'm gonna click it to scale. That way I can just do this. Let's make it a little bit thinner. Okay, so this is looking pretty good already, but we still need some back hair, which for that we're gonna have to click the vertex masking again, make this disappear, and then import our back hair. While using this, you can, you know, go crazy and use different textures, but I like to have one single one for all of my hair. Oh, that's not the hair I wanted to use, but now we're sticking with it. Might cause some problems with the other items I wanted to add, but that's fine. Actually, no. I'm not gonna stick with this. Okay, we're back. I got the hair I actually wanted. Just was wrong by 2. So this is not something that is necessary. You can find just fully done hair as well. I just like putting it together sometimes. Really depends on what kind of avatar I'm trying to make. So here we go. Something you'll see in the next video where I edit this in Blender, and I'm pretty bad at Blender, is that the bones connected to the hair most likely aren't going to be where you think they should be. I can show you like this as well. These are like bones connected to the hair and they're just floating above. And you can just edit that later, but for now we don't really need to care about this. So this is looking pretty neat. And what I'm going to do first is actually add the wings and the tail I wanted to add to this. Again, the really important thing is to like deselect this. I can show you why. Because if I like have this part left and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, scale this, it all gets scaled. That's why you always have to deselect the parts you're not using. Because Otherwise, it's fine. I mean, you can just accidentally have a huge thumb. It happens. So, wait. What I'm gonna do is open this. I just extracted the files that I wanted to use into this folder, and I'm gonna pull them into the main one. I'm gonna import again, not open as, because that's gonna start an entirely new file, and you should always open as with the base you're going to use, so it has all of the right bones. So this is huge. It's fine. Let's see if this is separate, two separate things. Top part of the wings. Alright, I'll let the tail disappear so I can work on the wings first. So they're really big, which I didn't expect. I'll pull them down. Just resize them a bit. Could leave them at a pretty big size if I wanted to, but I'll just make them smaller. And just flatter, actually. Wrong way. So they're a bit closer together. I'm gonna rotate them. Pull them down a bit so they're connected to the shoulders. This looks pretty okay. Then tail, again MSK, make this disappear, and make the tail appear. I actually don't mind it being that long. I'm just gonna pull it down a bit and just into the body. I think it looks kind of funny, but in a good way, so it's a bit more like this. Check if it's connected to the body. Well, make it smaller anyways. Still pretty big. Alright. Almost. Alright. So at this point, if I want to like use this avatar a few more times, I'm going to save it just as tutorial base. So I can just open it at later times and add stuff. I'm gonna quickly make the tail disappear so we can work on the other stuff. I have the pants that I wanted to use saved here. They have a different textures folder because there's a few, so you might have to... Oh, well, you're going to have to find it. It's going to be a white, just some white pants, and you're going to have to add the texture and just look for it. The name. So again, import cargo pants, and they're, oopsie, invisible. So click on pants, file, 1, change, and here we are. Just copy this and add it here, and they're done. So now comes the fun part of just scaling. Now these pants are see-through, so you'll have to do a bit better with the scaling, a bit better than I'm doing right now. Otherwise, I just, as I usually do, delete the mesh underneath. For here, I'm gonna try to make it work a bit better. Just make them a bit shorter. And see. how much I can pull them in front. This is one of the trickier parts sometimes, but it's definitely possible. That's why it's easiest to use MMD fitted clothing and then just deleting the mesh underneath. But like I said, this is see-through, so it's gonna be a bit hard. Otherwise, what I'm gonna most likely do is I'll just pull the mesh in, kind of. Just kind of hard to explain now, but I'll show you guys in Blender what I mean by that. Oh boy. This back part, that's still pretty okay. I just wanted to not go through in the front. I'll probably add just some random texture to the panties, or I'll just color them. That's an option. Just go here, make them black. I should probably add something else underneath. This is fine. So this is pretty alright. We have some parts of the mesh coming through here, but underneath we can actually just make it smaller so it won't stick through. Then as always, just delete what's underneath. And I'm gonna get the t-shirt I wanted to use. We're gonna use the yellow one. Or wrong button. Fine. Then just import what we need, which is the t-shirt with the fluffy blouse. As always, it's invisible. And so we're just gonna get what we need. Wait, did I click on the right thing? I did not. I just accidentally changed something else. We'll figure that out in a bit. Actually, let's quickly do this. Actually not liking the color too much. I think I'm gonna change it, and so right here I don't actually have to fix this a lot. I'm just gonna rescale it so the arms aren't actually at a position where it looks weird. Might just have to pull it forward a bit. Yeah, this is fine. Again, stuff you can actually just edit in Blender. It's fine when some of the mesh is looking through in this part, because all of this is underneath is actually just gonna get deleted. Is it better if I pull it down? No, not really. Is it better if I make it and pull it up? Jeez, it's fine on one arm and not on the other. Okay, so it's fine like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna change texture I'm using for this to the black one. I'm just going to pull that back into my folder, open PMX editor, and change the texture. Yeah, I kind of like this better. It's a really cute bug. So, I'm not gonna add shoes to this because I didn't find any that would really fit. And I'm gonna leave it at this for now. So this is pretty much how you do your basic avatar. And then next video I'm gonna show you how to work on it in Blender. Hey, I'm adding another part to the end real quick because one of my friends told me he was he had there was a common problem about getting confused about your textures and also generally having MS with how you store your stuff. So I'm just gonna quickly show how I kind of organized with my avatars. So I just have a main folder on my desktop. I have a folder for zip and RAR files, which I download. All of this is stuff I couldn't, that didn't fit in these three categories. I have hair files that I downloaded. I have different clothes that I downloaded. As you can see, there's a shit ton. And I have body parts, which are either bases or textures, etc. It depends. Or face edits. Then I just have an avatar folder. And here I have some, I actually forgot the, I forgot the word for it, but pretty much if I wanted to make my own textures, I could use this to make them. Then I have some textures saved. Some of these I have in my DeviantArt favorites. I have my bases saved as well. And yeah, the most important thing is when you make an avatar, at least for me, is to have all of your textures in the same folder as your avatar. And that's pretty much it. So I'm well aware that in order to make I'm well aware that in order to make vrchat avatars, you could just be using all of Blender. However, I prefer using this method and then just doing editing and fixing stuff in Blender. For me personally, it's the easiest way as well as the fastest. So thanks for watching. Of course, there's gonna be stuff I haven't said yet. This is just supposed to be a very basic tutorial, and it's also my first tutorial, so just keep that in mind. Again, thanks for watching. Goodbye.